So, let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. Well, there was a lot of people that were quite into this film and would be quite interesting and could be unique. But when they were first came out with this trailer, people were quite creeped out with its old design. It was make it a bit too realistic that makes it way disturbing than it actually is. But then Paramount did hear about the criticisms about Sonic's design, so they decided to fix it and relate it a bit to like some of the Sonic games, or maybe the cartoons or whatever it goes. But I mostly try to relate to the modern Sonic, if you can know the comparisons well. I honestly did saw this in theaters one time, and it was just good. I mean, there was some stuff I did love about, like some of the CGI, and Sonic's design is quite good, especially with the Green Hills design, making it look like we are actually playing the games. And Jim Carrey's performance is quite hilarious and quite entertaining. But however, what makes it go down from not making it being great is just a funny cop film of an average guy teaming up with a creature in hopes that he can survive from the villain, like what most films would do with that kind of story. But it's just good, but I'm not saying it's a bad film either, because at least they did put in the effort to make an actual Sonic movie. And since the film itself was a highest grossing film, of course it would get a sequel. As I heard about Sonic the Hedgehog 2 being announced, it was a kind of obvious since Tails did appear in the post-credit scene of the first Sonic film, and I was quite hyped up for the second film. Where we explore more of Tails with Sonic, with Eggman, the action scenes, and surprisingly, with a new sequel character, which is obviously Knuckles himself. And it is kind of a bit of a kind of a hype moment for me, as this is gonna be a sequel that tries to change a lot to the franchise, like it did in the first film, where they tried to redesign with Sonic's movie design, which is the old one, with the newer one, since the old one looked like dog shy. But maybe that's what they would do in the second film. Like, heard to the people's criticisms of the first film and just make it more better in the sequel. And surprisingly, that's what they did here in the sequel. So the plot of this film is basically a treasure hunt movie where it starts off with Sonic and Tails trying to get after to the Master Emerald. Simple plot, yeah, but it really isn't a surprise since most people will just go into the film just to see like some of the CG characters, which are basically the Sonic ones, and of course some of the action scenes, and that's about it. Everything else is just nothing special and just comes off as a bit weak, especially the part with that guy. I forgot the name of. Hold on a second. We'll look up his name. Ah yes, Tom. Well, he's mostly at the wedding of his wife's mother, and that's about it. There's not much since there's a lot of stuff that really do happen, and it kind of is kind of confusing and a bit stupid. But to be honest, they actually did find a way to make this all work. Considering that the Sonic franchise is known for not being taken too seriously, since it mostly just put in filler and some comedy, but it does kind of work throughout some of the emotions and some quite interesting scenes that it does put up, while the people are trying to have fun with the film, while others, they can be a bit mixed, since people will just go criticize to this film that it doesn't focus a lot on the human characters instead of CGI characters. Well, I don't have a problem with that, so you can't judge them for doing that, since it's been a long time since we had a film that doesn't start off with CGI characters and just focuses on human characters. So you gotta give credit to them for at least doing something different, right? But back on track to the film itself, it can have a bit of problems like for the run time that it's over like 2 hours. Like it could have at least just like take out 10 minutes and 20 minutes, so it could be alright since it mostly consists of wacky scenes and all that. But I didn't actually quite irritate me myself, since I did try to get a moment to breathe for the credits to roll so I can actually have a moment to spare throughout this whole future. And to be honest, I did give movie credit for making it all work, and I had fun with it, alright. And as for the CGI that I mentioned, it's actually pretty well done here. Like, there are quite some very detailed ones, like the Mastered Emerald, the temple that holds the emerald itself, and some of its own Chaos Emeralds whenever the Mastered Emerald is separate. Oh, sorry for the spoilers. Or some like Eggman's robots. And even for like some of the other character designs for like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. They all have a very of a strong role in this film and does quite suit well for the visuals, which is quite creative since the animators did actually had a lot of fun with this. Yes. And then another thing about the visuals that do work is with the action scenes. Well, the pacing does actually work with some of them. Well, whenever Sonic faces off with Eggman and robots, or whenever there's a chase scene, it actually does work whenever there's some unpredictable nature in them, and whenever it's with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, or Eggman in them, for obvious reasons. And with some kind of strong visuals, it also includes some very strong characters as well, like Sonic being the cracker teenager who wants to be a hero. Tails is the brains, who is a very big fan of Sonic and also an expert. And Knuckles is brown of a brain type echidna who is trying to find the Master Emerald. And even the voices who voice the characters did really quite do a good job in this film. Like Ben Schwartz as Sonic and Idris Elba as Knuckles, and Tails surprisingly having his own main voice actor come back, which is a bit surprising since how else can you not find another voice actor that does kind of sound a bit like Tails? And even the CGI characters do actually give the film a bit of heart. And I would say the same for the live actors, but they don't give much heart, but they still do good actors. Like James Marsden being the own kind of like friend of Sonic, which is also the Donut Lord, or James Stone having a crush on Dr. Eggman. And the other actors really do give their all. Like Maddie being the mother like figure that still does good acting, and Rachel, who could probably be the funniest non-Sonic character in this. I won't spoil what it's about her, but let's just say that she really does bring out the humor mostly. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 would find to be a bit of a weird movie, but to be honest, it does make it all work to be this good. Like the story, giving a bit of heart, and most of its great humor that really does give a bit of chuckles or even some good laughs. The visual effects do kind of make a big role in this feature with some of the character designs and some of its other visuals. The action scenes do give a big role in this film, so they do have a lot of good stuff to put into it. The characters really do have some good personalities, and the voice acting had a lot of fun. And the voice actors did have a lot of fun with their voice acting. Sorry if I proved that wrong. Whatever if you're not a fan of Sonic, or you are a voice of Sonic, oh wait, sorry, a fan of Sonic, yes, if you're not a fan or are a fan, you can be able to like check this out whenever you're in the mood. And this makes this Lego truly one of the funniest movies out there, but it's still one of the better video game movies out there. What am I even saying? As for my rating, it was a bit of a hard choice for me, but I would honestly give this an 8 out of 10 and also give this a seal of good. This is a seal that goes to films that aren't the best, but they still get putting a good effort on their own. Also, before I end the video, I would like to give out a big announcement. And yes, this kind of idea might sound like a copy of Animats, but I will make sure it won't be very similar. It won't be too similar. Like I might change the title or whatever it's there. But I made a new show called Dragon Boy's Past Reviews. The reason why I call this is by of that will be reviewing films that were made in the past. But are you going to say like we're the ones picking out the anime films? Yes, but this will only be in Google Forms in the link of the description, not in my email, because I do not want you guys to sneak in my email when you send me them. It'd be creepy. But 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 you might be saying, oh, you could pick the anime films out of some kind of random ass hat like anime does. I said, this won't be a bit similar to animats, but the way I will pick the anime film is by using a spinnerware on my app. So yeah, that's my announcement, and hope you like this idea. If not, you could just go with it. I'm not too sure whatever you're okay with it or not. Well, yeah, that's my review. Anyway,